Alright, first time recording in... oh damn, 6 months. Oh gosh, it's been 6 months. Okay, I guess it's been quite a bit of time since I've done a voiceover. This is mostly due to a bunch of traveling, projects, portfolio building, rebranding. Yeah, my life's been pretty busy. But in the spare time I've had from all that mess, I've been cooking up a couple of other things. Mainly things to make sure I still have content for you guys, as well as opportunities to talk about my projects. As a lot of you may know, I've posted things like storytime videos and shorts, animation memes, and animatics, but as you can probably imagine, those take quite a lot of time and energy. So I was trying to think, what are some video ideas I can make that won't take as much time, but can still give you all something fun, entertaining, and possibly educational? Okay, I know education may not sound fun, but just work with me for a second here. For those of you who follow me on TikTok and Instagram, you may be familiar with what I do in terms of what kind of artist I am. But for those of you who are new or may only know me on this platform, I'm a concept artist and character designer. And as I'm sure a lot of artists will say, there's always something new to learn or chances to practice what you want to be good at. So I thought, hey, what if I can practice and learn more about what it takes to be a concept artist and turn it into content? So with that being said, welcome to my new speed paint / ramble / maybe tutorial sort of series, Concept Creations. As you can probably tell from the title, this is going to be a series of me creating whatever concepts I want, taking you guys with me through the process, and maybe teaching you guys a few tips and tricks. Of course, there are still things I need to learn when it comes to concept art, but that's fine. You're learning, I'm learning, we're all going to be learning here. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Could be related to my projects, could be one-shots, random concepts that I just can't stop thinking about, certain concept topics in general, an excuse to make really hot and attractive characters. Not that I mean, that was just a hypothetical. Now, what better way to kick off this series than to show you the process of rebranding my persona for these kinds of videos. I'm sure a lot of you have seen my persona design, and if you haven't, here it is. I created this design because of my persona's lore and concept, which is she's a fantasy mob boss. But as you can notice, it's a pretty detailed design, and if I'm going to be drawing my persona over and over again for these types of videos, I thought it was about time for a much more simple design. Don't worry, this one's not going anywhere, still going to keep this for other things. But right now I'm looking for something that fits a more cozy and chill vibe, which is what I want these videos to have. Although my intention is to draw this new design at a much more tiny and chibi style, I personally felt like I had to design it at full scale to get a better understanding of it. First I started with a standard body base and just used that over and over again because this is really focusing on just the outfit. Now besides this, the first thing I do when creating any concept in general is I write down a few simple words that come to my mind to describe the idea. This way it helps me narrow down what kind of look and feel I'm going for. So for this one I was looking for a design that was comfy, casual, simple, and cool, which that last one I forgot to write down at the start of the drawing. Not gonna focus on color right now, so just keeping it black and white, or this reddish dull color that I like to use. I just like using this color better, it feels more neutral and nice. First design I kind of went back to how my persona used to be with a sleeveless top and long pants. Second one I decided to try the opposite with shorts and a big puffy jacket. And these next few I just experimented a lot before I felt like I had a good bunch to work with that had all the elements I wanted to include. And after finishing these, I remembered that I'm a very indecisive person and had trouble narrowing down exactly which one to go for because I like them all in some way. So I did what I usually do in these situations and asked for other people's opinions. I asked both my Discord server and Instagram, and the overall pick was these two right here. Now, as much as I like number 5, I just felt like it wasn't really going for the comfort look I was going for, so ultimately I went with number 6. But I still felt like the top looked too plain, so I made some more drafts with different tops, asked my community once again for their opinions, and ultimately this design came out on top. Now once I had a pretty good design layout, I wanted to try some different chibi styles. Really, I think I'll probably be using more than one specific chibi style, but I still wanted to experiment which exact ones I wanted to use to portray different things, which I then went into detail more on this doodle board. Like, I may use tinier ones with dot eyes for simple and funny poses, and I may use the bigger ones for more casual and dynamic poses. Honestly, creating doodle boards like this really helps with experimenting since I don't have to worry about it being perfect and I can play around with the style as much as I want. I really like these pants I threw into the design. I do actually own a pair in real life. I'm not sure what they're actually called, but I just love how loose they are. Fun fact about me, I hate wearing jeans. Only time I ever will wear them is for a specific outfit I'm putting together, but besides that, I avoid jeans like the plague. Also decided to keep the big loose cardigan in the design since there's a lot of things I can do with it, as you can see on screen. I could throw it over my shoulders, tie it around my waist, or even go completely without it. And I think that just added more to the casual and comfort. And to end it off, why not make a final character art of my persona in my regular style, holding my chibi YouTube video persona. Okay, I just always wanted to make an illustration like this because I just think they're cute. Also made a small reference sheet for myself. I don't really have too much to say about the actual illustration. I guess it's because it's my persona and not really anything new besides the outfit, which I just explained the whole process for. So I'm gonna take some time right now to give you some updates about my content going forward. If you haven't seen my most recent community post, I talked about how I really wanted to focus on building my project Everheart more, meaning that my other two projects, including my webtoon, are unfortunately going to be put on hold. I will still draw the characters from time to time for fun, but right now I really want to put all my writing energy into Everheart. I've done this in the past before where I had smaller project ideas, but I would lose focus on working on my main project, and I really don't want that to happen to Everheart. Cause every time I think of something new for it, it gets me even more excited to work and focus on it. So expect floods of Everheart content going forward, and maybe even some of Everheart's development will be featured in some episodes of Concept Creations. Anyways, here's the final illustration. Guys, I cooked with that hair, do you see that? How did I do that? And how do I do it again? And that about does it for this first episode of Concept Creations. I had a lot of fun with this video. It definitely felt a lot more relaxing to make a video like this rather than an animatic or animation. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and if you have any concept suggestions or even want to be involved in the creation of these concepts. See what I did there? It was lame, I know. Then feel free to join my Discord server, which I link below, as well as all of my socials. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.